Peace, everybody. Welcome to the VITAL HOOPS Podcast. My name is Fernando Cardenas, aka International XB, and I'm your host. This is episode 15, and we have an extremely special guest in the house tonight. This brother is a wellness expert, you know what I mean, wellness advisor. He's an Afro-Dominican brother from Detroit City. He currently lives in Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. A lot of you may know him from IG, where he's very active, sharing knowledge on health and wellness. He has a bachelor's from Loyola, Chicago, where he played college basketball, has a nutritional certificate from Cornell University. He had a professional basketball career, an extended one of about 15 years in various countries all over the world. So he's an ex-pro ball player, and he's the founder of the herbal supplement company powered by nature herbs. You may know him as Wellness Mogul. Definitely humbled to have him on the show. So let's get to it. Damien McSwine. Damien, peace, my brother. Peace. Welcome to the VITAL HOOPS Podcast. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Hey, it's good to be here, man. I'm thankful that
No
you were
doubt.
persistent and you followed through on your words. And
For sure, man. No
done.
doubt. This is what this is about, man. You know what I mean? VITAL HOOPS is about people like you, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was key. Like, I've been following you for a while. You know what I'm saying? All that you put out is important, man. It's important for our people. It's important for the culture. So, you know, I thank you for that, first of all, for what you do. But then again, you know what I mean, for being on the show, man. It's dope to have you.
Likewise, man. It's always a pleasure
No doubt,
to share with like minds.
For sure. So let's get into it, man. Let's start, you know what I mean? This is VITAL HOOPS, so we want to know about your basketball experience, man. You know what I mean? A young kid, being from Detroit, you know what I'm saying? I know Detroit, especially back in still now, but especially back in the day, was big basketball city, you know what I mean? Some real ballers coming out from there and from the whole era. I went to college in Michigan. I went to a small NAIA school. Yeah, I went to an NAIA school called Concordia University in Ann Arbor.
I know where Concordia is at.
Okay.
Of course.
I played college ball over there. So nice. You know what I mean? A lot of my boys are from out there, Detroit, you know, Ipsy. All that, man. So definitely. But yeah, tell me a little bit about you, man, and growing up in Detroit and your basketball experience a little bit, where you played at. How did you fall in love with the game and all of that, man?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I was a football player. Okay. I'm better in football than basketball.
Okay.
I loved football. We grew up watching Barry Sanders. Obviously, a little older, Walter Payton. Mm-hmm. You know, all those the Jerry Rices and all that. Mm-hmm. And my mother's family's from Mississippi, so those guys, Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, they went to small black schools, Jackson State and Mississippi Valley State, and they're two of the greatest, arguably two of the top 5 to 10 players ever. Those two guys.
No doubt.
So we love football. I loved football. And it was just something that we always did. And when I went to Mississippi to live I was playing basketball I probably started playing like seriously a little bit about 10, 11. Mm-hmm. I went to Mississippi to live, and I played in middle school down there. And when I came back during that year, I grew like 7 or 8 inches in 1 year.
Okay.
Down there eating that Mississippi food, man. Eating that, you know, my grandmother was cooking, and it was all fresh foods. And, you know, even though we was eating pork and things, all those things, it was still more natural back then. My grandfather worked at the slaughterhouse. Mm. So grew 8 inches, came back to Detroit, and I was about 6'2" in the 8th grade, 6'3", 6'2". And so they had me playing center, you know. Yeah. And that was a fun time. I wound up being one of the top players in the city and state as an 8th grader. Damn. And could have went to any high school I wanted to. I went to Cass, but I got to say that Cass Tech High School. Okay. But during that time, before I started getting into basketball, I was playing PAL, P-A-L, Little League football.
Yeah.
So I was a better football player than basketball. When I got to high school, I stopped playing football because our coach was really more, he didn't want you to be playing both, really.
Right.
But I thought that I would get hurt. like playing football. But in actuality, I probably should have stated like the things that, I'm not trying to self-aggrandize, but the stuff that like Michael Vick and all these guys and Terrell Owens, I could do those things. I was a receiver. I made it to the city finals in 100 meters, in a 100-meter dash, the high jump, the long jump. So I could do all of those things.
A complete athlete, really.
Yeah, I could do all those things. I wish I would have played football to he played at one of our rival high schools. He played basketball and he played football, and he never played. His name is Antonio Gates. Okay. He went on to be a Hall of Fame tight end with the most receptions, played with the Chargers, but he went to Kent State and he averaged 21 points, 9 rebounds. He ain't never like 6'5.5".
Wow.
He didn't play an ounce of college football. And then he went to try out afterward with the Chargers.
And made it.
And he made it. So I look at him and I look at a lot of my guys that went on to Michigan, Northwestern, Michigan State. I was like, man, I could have been easily, I would have for sure made it, I believe, further in football than in basketball. So I went to Detroit Cass Tech High School, and so I just started playing basketball, and from there, AAU. Then I went to Loyola Chicago.
Yeah.
From there.
That's where you played your college ball, Loyola Chicago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So they're doing really well now. They have a great program now, and from there I started in the minor league over in South Dakota.
Okay.
And ironically, at that time, a lot of guys, there was a few guys that played in the NBA that was playing with me there. It was Damon Jones, who used to play with LeBron and played with Miami, Cleveland. Ira Newble. Ira went to Miami of Ohio. He was from Detroit. Me and him had the same agent. Chris, the guy they called a Birdman. He was 6'10".
White dude all tatted up.
Yeah, he was playing with the Fargo Moorhead Bees. And my man, that's the coach of the Boston Celtics, Ime Udoka.
Okay.
The head coach. Yeah, they were, like a year or two older than me. They were playing, but I was playing against those guys, and those guys eventually made it up. So I did 1 year there, and then I left to, just start playing overseas.
Dope, man. So how many years did you do overseas?
Well, I had an injury for 2 years, so I would say like solid 15 to 16, maybe like 15. Let's say 14 to 15.
Damn, that's a real career, man. That's a real career. Yeah. So what countries did you hit over there?
I played in Turkey. I played in Poland. I played in Germany. I played in Austria, Lebanon, Dubai.
Wow.
The former Yugoslavia area. I played a little bit Venezuela, Dominican Republic. Okay. Mexico.
Yeah.
So it was quite a few countries. One thing that I would tell anybody that's on the come up, that's playing basketball right now, make sure that you get you a good agent and stick with that agent. Okay.
Word. I agree.
That's very important, because what teams don't like to see is you jumping. Like, they're like, why did he sign a 2-year deal with that team, or a 3-year deal? If his numbers are good, you don't necessarily, you want to maybe do 2 years in a place, or, I can't think of the name of the team that I had some offers for. I had some offers to go. They were trying to get me in France Pro B. Yeah. No, Pro A. I'm sorry, it's Pro A.
Pro A, Pro A, that's first division, yeah.
Yeah, because the brothers from the DR, the Greer brothers, they had a good career there from Dominican, and they allowed us to play as what's called a continue player.
Okay.
So we were like Bosman C with our passport.
Okay.
In France, but I say all that to say that a great agent, and just one agent, is a good thing. Now, they used to have a thing when I was playing, and if I could do it over, I would do this. I would have went to England, I would have went to Iceland and did like 4 years and got my passport. Then jumped to Spain, ACB, or Italy.
Yeah, opens up opportunities. Yeah, opens up opportunities with that nationality, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I would have done that. I didn't realize, but there's a few people do, but it was too late by the time I knew. I was like, I ain't got time to sit in Iceland for 4 or 5 years, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
But to jump back on that point, man, that getting a good agent is really key, man. It is really key.
Yeah.
Having a good agent. And it's not always easy, because a lot of these agents, man, they'll make moves that are not necessarily the best for the players, and they'll just make moves that'll make more money in the short run, or for them, they'll get a bigger cut or whatever, because they have their connections also around these leagues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely got to be careful with that. Talk to people, talk to other players, you know what I mean? And see, you know what I mean? And make sure, you get yourself a good agent. That's key for sure, man.
And don't be afraid to play. Like, looking back, I should have stuck. Like, I should have went to. Well, I had an injury that really changed the course of my career. I won the championship in Kosovo. I was going to sign with a team called Mersin in Turkey.
Okay.
And I would have been the starting point guard, everything. I probably would have been all Turkish league, because the guy that took that job, his name was he ended up playing with my college team. His name was Steve Logan. Played at Cincinnati. He ended up averaging 20. It was a team that came from the second division, and they had rolls up. So I would have been getting my 20 and 5 or 6 assists. And from there, it would have been over. It would have been over. But I had an injury. So you got to take care of yourself. That was the other thing. I played through a fractured calcaneal bone, which is a heel bone. I played through it in the finals in Kosovo. We won. We won, but it put me out for 5 months after.
Right.
You know? So don't be afraid to come up with a team. If there's an opportunity where you're going to get minutes and you're going to be able to do what you want to do and showcase your talent, it's best to go to those teams, because it's always about the next opportunity, the next gig. You know what I mean? So if you're playing well, you don't have to worry about nothing else. You just get your numbers and do your thing. Obviously, win is most important.
Yeah, no doubt. True. And that's a good segue. You just spoke about, players. It's important for players to take care of themselves. And, I just, in my previous episode, on episode 14, I just spoke about that, the little things, the things that you got to do off the court, worrying about recovery, worrying about nutrition, all of that. So, you know what I mean? You being a wellness expert, I would love for you to, talk a little bit about how you got into that. First of all, how did you get into health and wellness, coming from being a pro athlete?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm not an expert, man. I'm just a guy that failed a lot. I'm just a guy that made a lot of mistakes. And I'm thank God I'm still here to be able to share the information with the people. A lot of trial and error, How I got into it was, what I would say, it was back in 1998, man. It was a long time ago. Back in 1998, I became conscious and into the Hebrew Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
And when one of the things that you have to do is you have to follow the dietary laws of Leviticus. So, no pork, no fish without scales or fins and all of that. So that's what really made me turn the corner with my diet.
Okay.
Following that. I've always been a person that's been into health, been curious about it. And so I was always eating fruits and doing things, naturally gravitated towards those things. As I started to play and travel these countries, I was studying different cultures, looking at the things that they were eating. And I'm looking at, some of them, their body formities, their tendencies, their health, different health ailments that they may or may not have.
Right.
And so from there, as an athlete, you're always looking for the edge. So I was just looking at, and one of the things that I naturally came to understand is that if my body was clean, if my blood was clean, it's like a car. If the oil is dirty, the engine is going to smoke, right? So if my body is clean, I could probably run longer, because basketball is conditioning. So if that blood is cleaner, you know what I'm saying? If I don't have any obstructions, the lymphatic system cold and clean, then I could probably run all day. I could go a long way and pick up full court, 94 feet, and I could do all those things. And it was from there that I started to really, because I had an injury too. I had an injury where I was out for 2 years, but they were going to amputate my foot, man. And
wow.
And I had to do everything that I had to do to get myself back on the court. And it was then I started writing books back in 2008, 2009. I started writing books and really digging in on this wellness. I said, let me put everything to work that I know.
Mm.
And from there, it just started to grow. You know, I kept looking for the edge on everything.
For sure, man. For sure. Yeah, no doubt, man. Like you said, having your blood clean, man, these are some of the things that, you know, a lot of times athletes don't get told that, you know, and a lot of athletes, you know, still to this day, we focus a lot on protein. You know, we're always focused on protein this, and we think that our best protein source comes from animals. You know what I mean? A lot of people still think that their best protein source comes from animals, so they feel like they have to eat eggs as athletes. They have to eat, you know, meat and that. But you know, when I turned fully plant-based, right? It was like my last year of playing. I was still playing like semi-pro basketball, and as soon as I turned, you know what I mean, vegan, I started feeling, you know, the difference. My recovery started being better. You know what I mean? I started feeling a lot less sore. I started just my teammates were like, yo, what's up, man? I was like, yo, I'm on this plant-based diet. I'm feeling good, brother. But can you please explain a little bit and talk to the people about how athletes can thrive on, you know, on plant-based diets?
Yeah, the key to remember is that the amino acids, you can get amino acids from many different things. Mm-hmm. Amino acids are the building blocks of, you know, protein. So you can get your amino acids from peas, from greens, from nuts, from seeds, from different greens, from different quinoa, all these different things you can get it from. Matter of fact, we had a salad. I had a salad yesterday with what is it? Baked sweet potato, quinoa, arugula. It was so many different things on there, man, and I felt full.
You getting different nutrients.
Man.
Yeah, you getting different nutrients, different colors.
Yes. So the thing is number one, it's about energy for performance. This is why we would eat pasta and steaks, and we would eat all those things, you know, before the games. That was just something that was a normal thing for us to do.
Yeah,
grilled chicken with some pasta, you know.
Steak and potatoes, all that.
Yeah. I have to say that here's the thing. I need to be clear with this, because not everybody is, you don't have to be plant-based, or you don't have to. No, it's usually the other things that are bothering how your food is prepared. The other things that you're doing, you know, I know many athletes, they smoke, they drink. I'm not hating on nobody. Everybody do their thing. But you have to cut down on the landmines as an athlete, because that could come back to affect you. Because what affects pH, or what controls pH, are the lungs and the kidneys. If your lungs are taxed, if your kidneys are taxed, your pH is going to be taxed. And if that pH is taxed, now you're looking at illness, right? Now you're looking at an environment. Exactly. And so the thing is if your kidneys are firing and working correctly, if your liver is working correctly, if your lungs are working correctly, the major filters, then you can get by with doing certain things. So ideally, a lot of fruits are necessary. And the reason that a lot of fruits are necessary is because they have the enzymes. Of course, fresh veg too, but your brain runs on sugar, right? This is why they, in the keto diet, in order to get you to run on fat, they tell you to cut the fruits out so that your body can run on fat and it burns more efficiently, okay, so-called. So the thing to remember is that you need those good sugars. You need to, I don't even think about, you know what, when I'm eating, now I don't think about protein. That's what so when people talk to me about bodybuilding, well, bodybuilding is a man-made construct. The Most High didn't create you to bodybuild. That's something that you made up. So if you want to bodybuild, then you got to eat 5 times a day. You got to do that stuff. That's a part of it. But realistically, your body is not asking you to bodybuild. That's something that you want to do. No doubt. And that's why eventually the body breaks down, because you're putting it through too much physical stress and the food consumption. But back to the athletes, you have a certain amount of energy. Basketball players run a certain amount of time over the course of a game. So you do want to eat for the sake of energy. My main thing is, if you avoid processed, right? If you avoid processed or packaged in things that are in a bottle, but let me be clear. 100% natural fruit juice is perfectly fine. Not the fruit juice that you find inside the aisle with the enzymes dead. Not that.
Exactly.
Something that was made that day or the day before. You can do those things. Fresh salads, right? Any kind of baked boiled
live foods, a lot of live foods, right? Live foods.
If you can do that, that would be 100% great. Listen, if you are a person that you're like, I need my fish, I need my beef, whatever that is, my thing is, I would try to do that kind of stuff. I would do that like earlier in the day, and I would have to be baked or something like that. But if you load up on the quinoas or on the beans or on the black beans or on the wild rice or on the black rice, on the salad, you're going to be full. On the garbanzo beans, you're going to be full, and you're not going to even need to eat that much of that, or even if at all. You understand?
No doubt.
So because the body just cares about the energy. The body didn't say, get me protein from the animal in order for you to do your job. So naturally, exactly. Yeah. So naturally, you're going to have to eat more of garbanzo beans if you're not eating a steak. Excuse me. That's just that's just natural normal. Right. But as you said, the recovery is going to be different because now you've got something that the body can break down and digest a lot quicker, assimilate, and be able to use. It's the efficiency that you're after. That's why fruits are like the thing that I eat the most, because the body can take it up and it's not requiring a lot of insulin to be able to use it. So when you have to use so much insulin every time, insulin regulates fat stores. That's why a type 2 diabetic is going to be a person that has more weight on them than they typically did last year. Because you're eating too much, insulin release, weight gain. You don't eat that much, you eat one solid meal a day or 1.5, weight goes back down, blood sugar starts working perfectly normal again.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that, it's about a holistic approach, right? It's about, you know what I'm saying? It's about a holistic approach. It can't just be, you can't just focus on nutrition and then not getting your sleep, drinking, smoking, whatever. You know what I mean? So you got to get it's about the holistic aspect.
100%.
Let me ask you about this. Your psychology, right? Talk to me a little bit about, working and improving your psychology.
Yeah. The thing is, brother, the mind is the control system of the body. Okay. Most people, they live their lives off of habits that were created, so their body is really kind of controlling them. And the reason that can happen is because a lot of us we're ran by chemicals. When you need to drink all the time, you're ran by chemicals. When you need to do different drugs all the time, you're ran by chemicals. When you need to eat certain packaged foods, candies, all that, you're ran by chemicals. So the reason that we have to do the clean eating is to be able to have a clear mind, to be able to think, to be able to guide the body. So a lot of us are heavily obstructed here. And if you're heavily obstructed, your judgment is going to be what they say, clouded judgment. You're not going to make good decisions.
Right.
So we have to be in a constant space of, number one, discipline, or at least working towards that self-improvement. So here are the keys right here. Number one, whatever it is that you're looking for, no matter what it is in life, number one, you have to know, you have to be ready for delayed gratification. That means you're not going to get it tomorrow.
Yes.
So that's got to be a part of your deal. You got to know that, okay, I won't get it tomorrow, but I'm going to put this work in so I can get it. So train your mind to be able to do that. Number two, you got to pay up front. That's the deal. You pay now and you also will get it later. It isn't the other way around. The other thing is full price. You have to pay full price. Whatever it is that we're looking to get, we cannot get that at a discount. So persistence is basically saying that I have faith that this will happen. I didn't see it, but I'm doing it each and every day. The basis, listen, whether it's the Bible, whether it's the Quran, no matter, those are just personal development books, man. This stuff is all of this is personal. Life is psychology. Yes, I start with nutrition, but realistically, it's not about the nutrition. If I fix my psychology, the body, I would eat a certain way.
Yeah.
If I fix my psychology, I would treat my wife and my kids a certain way.
It'll come naturally. Yeah.
It because I'm fixing how I think about the way that a man thinks about things is the way that he's going to do things. So as an athlete or just as a person in general, you have always got to be personally developing, because practice makes permanent, doesn't make perfect. If I practice something the wrong way, I'm going to permanently be doing something the wrong way.
The wrong way, yeah,
So,
no doubt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So reading helps to strengthen the memory, right? Taking time to think and look at the real world of what's going on, being tapped in with that, what's going on, so you can read situations. Being able to read situations is very important, especially as a man and as a basketball player. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of players are not good because they try to force their way. It's like, you can't go into that double team like that, bro. But you got to read. If they make a move, then you split.
Yeah.
You know, you split, you throw the lob.
Make the right decision.
Back out. You understand?
Yeah, no doubt.
So we have to constantly be working on our instincts, like animals. Animals operate on instincts.
Yeah.
They're not like us. You understand? They just kind of go on their instincts. So, but we're a step up because we have the ability to think and reason. They don't.
Yes.
They don't. You know, a lion can't turn his back and be like, all right, man, this deer is a good guy, so I'm not gonna mess with him. I'm gonna leave him alone. You know, it doesn't work like that.
No doubt.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's interesting, man, that you say that, because you spoke a little bit. I speak a lot about, you know, I feel like we're in a microwave culture kind of day, you know, where people want to get the results right away. You know what I'm saying? They do something, they think, yo, I got to get the results. That's why they end up either, you know, getting surgery for what they want, or taking pills, you know what I'm saying? Taking pills or whatever, because they think they want the quick results and they don't want to necessarily put the work in. You know what I mean? But what you're saying is exactly it. If you don't put in the work, you don't, you know, pay full price, then what's going to come is going to be fake. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to work really in the long run, right? In the long run.
The most disappointed people on earth are those that get what's coming to them. They get basically what they work for. So a lot of people are complaining, but what they don't realize is you haven't worked for anything. Like, so you're only getting what it's only a reflection. Everything is, whatever is happening to you is a reflection of what's going on inside. If you don't like it, then you have work to do. But when you start seeing things always happening, there's some things that always happen to certain people. That's because certain people have a certain energy about them. And you like, man, you always in a bad relationship, or you always get into a fight, or you always down and out on your money. And then this person over here, they're always making more money. They always got good harmonious relationships. They always have good fortune. And that is the result of alignment. It's all about alignment, right? I'm not going to go to 92.3, which is a rap station, if I want to listen to jazz. I'm on the wrong frequency. I'm not on the, so I have to go to the jazz station to listen to jazz. So what I'm suggesting is we have to be on a certain frequency, a certain vibration to get that vibration. You're only going to get, whatever you're getting is letting you know who you are inside. You get who you are.
No doubt. No doubt, no doubt. So recently, you know, I was checking you out. I'm always following you, you know what I mean, on IG. And it was some real interesting things. First of all, you did a water fast, which was it was what, how many days again? How many days did you do?
It was 16-day water fast with a 5-day refeed.
Wow. That's a serious fast. That's a serious fast. Usually what I do personally, I do my wife and I, we'll do like a fruit fast, you know what I mean? But it won't be that long. We'll do like we'll take only one fruit. So like usually in Cuba, we used to do papaya, and now we're doing like, now that we're here, we're doing like seeded watermelon, you know what I mean? And then we'll do that, and then but I saw you're like a fully just water, you know what I mean? So tell me a little bit about that and how that went. And then I also saw that you went to go see the great Dr. Aris Latham.
Yeah.
So man, please, if you could share a little bit about that experience, man, and let the people know who he is, and you know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so with the water fast, what I wanted to do was, I don't like to be a person that speaks from theory. You understand? I like to be able to speak from practicality, having lived through experience. So I said, let me go to Costa Rica. Let's do this water fast for an extended amount of time, not 2 or 3 days, which I could do at home. but I want to do this for an extended amount of time, supervised, and away from, civilization, if you want to call it that. So I went to Costa Rica, and that's exactly what I did. Now, I did 16 days, not realizing that I should have did 21 days, but I had already booked there were guys that were doing 30, 40, 50 days on water. Now, they were bigger than me, but 21 days is really all you really need, most people. Yeah.
But that's a lot, man. Tell me about it.
It is.
Tell me about it.
It's 3 weeks, man. It's definitely a lot. I'm gonna tell you, the first 3 days were a little challenging. The first 3 to 4 days were challenging, but after that, it was really cool. Now, I don't recommend that you don't try to work out or be busy when you're doing a water fast. Reason is you don't want to dilute your electrolytes. You're not putting things in, so you want to relax. Anytime you work out or you try to work out while fasting, what you're doing is you're forcing the body to have to use the sugar from the muscle. The body takes muscle and converts it into sugar to be able to use it. So that's why you start to get leaner, your muscles. You can't keep your muscle if you're trying to work out and fast. You understand? Right. So it was a very eye-opening experience. One of the things that I noticed about water fasting, if you just do straight water, is that you're not going to eliminate a lot. This is why I recommend most people do the juice or straight fruit. Okay. Yeah. Because now you have water from the fruit, but you also have the fiber, and you also have the electrolytes or different vitamins, different minerals to sustain you, but also to cleanse you, to get in there and scrub in the intestinal floors to help sweep the body of a lot of debris. So that's for most people. I don't recommend them to do a water fast. I wouldn't say do water fast. I would say but spiritually, you elevated, man.
Right. I imagine. Yeah.
You are clear. You are elevated. And it's one of the greatest feelings on earth, because to go 21 days on water, you've got to understand that it's like being a billionaire in money. Okay. If you compare it, because it's not many people on earth that have gone 10 days or 5 days on water.
So that digestive system is not working. So your energy is, I'm sure, like, tell me, like, when did you start feeling like something different, like that, like spiritually you were like elevated, like after what day? Yeah. Like, how long did it take, like, to be like, okay, like this feeling is different than my everyday life? Like,
yeah, I would say about the 9th day, because what starts to happen is you going to other things. You're going to bed super early. Yeah, you're going to bed like 8:30 or 9, but you're getting up at like 2:30 or 3. Okay. You're getting up. Getting up at 3:30. Like the latest, and I mean absolute latest, is like, and that's really pushing it, is like 5 a.m. And you really, that's just really late. Yeah. But you start to get that, to get that feeling. Sometimes you're dreaming about food. It's funny, man. You're just dreaming about.
So what'd you do? What'd you do? Like, did you meditate? What'd you do? You would read, do what? Like, maybe, what would you do, like, throughout your days? Like, you're not working, so like, what are you doing?
Well, some things I still had to upload videos and stuff like that, but they don't want you at the fasting center. They don't want you doing that. They don't want you doing too much. But they also know you can't be totally away from civilization. If you got to reach families, or you run a business or whatever it is, so they give you a certain time and you have to be quiet. But some people, if they have a ribbon, like a certain color ribbon on their shirt, that means to leave them alone, don't talk to them. We would have lectures every day. Lauren Lockman, he would every day at 11, he would come and speak to us or answer questions. But also they were taking our vitals every day. That's why it's good
to make sure. To make sure everything is straight.
Yeah. They were taking your vitals every day, and once a week they were taking your blood sugar. So, those scores, of course, improved. What I would do is sit out in the sun. Okay. I would sit out, and because we were on a couple of acres, or I would go to the yoga room and stretch. or even converse, just converse with people.
Yeah.
You're going to come across with all people from all walks of life.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
That's real interesting, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about, Aris Latham and how is that? It's in Panama, right? Panama? That's where he's at. Yeah.
So after Costa Rica is next door to Panama.
No doubt.
So after the water fast, Aris was doing a class on raw food prep or gourmet raw food, right? And so I went to that to learn about prepping raw food, trying to keep it raw as much as possible.
Yeah.
And that was phenomenal, man. It was phenomenal to see Aris at the ripe young age of 75 years old be so flexible, be so agile, have so much energy, more energy than everybody.
Active, man. That brother's active. Just watching him, I want to do it, man. I want to get out there, man. As soon as I can, I want to do it.
And be able to teach those classes and just live on his fruits and veg and raw. And here's the thing, what most people don't realize. With Dr. Aris, he doesn't really eat the way that he teaches those classes. He said this is entertainment because he knows that people like to see that and they like to do that. But he eats like a basic salad. He doesn't add all those things, none of it to it, man. He's really simple with how he eat. I watched him eat we went to the El Mercado in Panama, and I watched him. He got a big thing of cherimoyas, which are custard apples in English.
Yeah.
Man, he must have ate like 25 of those things, man. They're little, but they're good.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. He stays on a mono fruit, doesn't he? He does that a lot. Yeah, mono fruit.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and that's powerful.
Yeah.
For us too. That was what was recommended, by the way. Once you finish your water fast, to do the mono fruits, or when you eat fruits, don't mix them. Just do mono fruits. Just in general, like you and your wife with papaya and things like that. But he's special because he knows how to make the food into things that everyday people would love.
Right.
And he makes a lot of raw food pies, and those pies are so good, man. Listen,
they look amazing, man.
Listen, man, and he's making stuff with the dehydrator. We making raw pizza, and we making the hamburgers, and whatever you call it. It was. Let me tell you something. It was amazing. We would go some days where we would just go all juice. So it'd be coconut water, guarapo de caña, sugar cane, just whatever was there. We were just kind of dealing with that. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you get a chance, if you ever go to Panama, the Panama pineapple it's got to be the greatest juice on earth, man.
What?
That pineapple does not taste like a pineapple, man. It tastes like something between a cross and a mango, but it's unbelievable. It's so good that I wish I could smuggle that and grow that in the Dominican somewhere. Doubt. Yeah, it's amazing. But he's amazing, man. He's 50 years into this.
For those of you who don't know, for the listeners, man, Dr. Aris Latham, he's like a raw food guru. Like he's a health guru. He drinks only coconut water, right? He doesn't drink regular water. He's been doing that for I don't know how many years. He just drinks coconut waters. He gets his fruit, he gets his coconuts. Every day he goes to the beach. He exercises. You know what I mean? And he lives his natural life, and he knows what he's doing, man.
100%.
And it's working for him. So, but I'm definitely gonna have maybe I'll have like his IG on the description down low, so y'all can check him out as well when you check out my brother Damien as well. So I'm gonna have all that info down there, man. But let's get into your powered by plants. You know what I mean? Tell your powered by plant supplements. Tell the people a little bit about that.
Yeah, Powered by Nature Herbs was created because I was giving away so much information, and people were asking me, where could I get these plants from? Where could I get this from? And I would send them to people, but to be honest, I didn't really, I don't know the manufacturing practices exactly of everything that they're doing.
Right.
So I said, you know what, let me start. One of my mentors was like an older brother to me, Brother Tahuti Mahatma. who's a
Wow.
master herbalist.
Yeah,
He
I've heard of.
showed me the game, and he would say, "Hey, this is what you got to do. Start offering this to the people,
Mm.
and you will see that good things will come from it." And that's what happened. And so I started to develop different formulas, and as people would ask for things, a lot of men who are our biggest customers, the guys are, because most of us, we're worried about erectile this,
Yeah.
and we want the energy, and we got to put in the work. Sisters don't know, we got to put in the work, man.
No doubt.
To make sure that they're satisfied, because we have the phallus, and so we're downloading energy into our women, and they are the soil. They're receiving our energy and taking that and growing that energy, so they receive us. So it's important for even deeper purposes for us to be on point as men, because we're pouring into our women, literally, and metaphorically and literally, we're pouring
I hear
into it. So we've got all these different formulas. The men's complete earth plant multivitamin. We've got Prosta Zinc. Every time you ejaculate as a man, you're losing 3 to 5 milligrams of zinc. Zinc is the primary, or one of the primary nutrients for prostate health. So a lot of guys are suffering from prostate issues. You could be low on zinc. So something to think about. There's, we have different herbs that help testosterone from Africa, bovine natalensis. We've got different things that, nobody has on the market. So that's what I wanted to do, to bring complete nutrition, but something that's not on every corner. All natural, no fillers, no titanium dioxide, no magnesium stearate, no nothing. 100% non-GMO veggie capsules.
Man, that's dope, man. That's dope. Once again, I'm gonna have all that info also down there on the description, so y'all could go check out the supplements and get you what you need, man. Tell me what would be good, like, for do you have some for specifically for athletes that could be good for ball players and people that want to keep their health up and in general?
Well, always remember, the most important thing will always be the nutrition. Don't ever think that that's just me as a person that has a supplement company. You don't rely on supplements.
That's what we talked about earlier. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you don't rely on supplements. Like, a supplement means an addition to, but a supplement cannot help. It will not override you and your habits.
No doubt.
You understand? So this is why I have to speak, and why I have to give the education, and then the supplements. The education drives the supplements through the moon. But if you don't know nothing, and you think that these herbs are going to save you, okay, you do the cleanse, now what? What you going? You back to eating. You don't detox to retox. You understand?
Yeah.
So the point is the education is so important. But we do have the men's formula. We've got you can use the men's Sink Deep formula for energy, because when it comes to sexual products, or sexual performance products, it's really athletic performance products. It's all the same. It's about energy.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
You use all of those things. We have the plant protein powder. You can put that in your smoothie.
And what's that made out of? The plant protein. What is it? What's the ingredients?
It's made out of moringa. It's made out of hemp. It's made out of we don't put pea in that one. We didn't put pea protein in that one. We've got chia seeds. We've got chlorella. We've got a lot of different things. That's why it's grain. Sure. It's pretty much grain. Yeah, we got a lot. We try to put at least 10 different herbs to help, to help supplement, because one herb has something that another herb doesn't have, even though they all supply their protein. This is why it's important for you to deal with herbs as supplements, because things from a synthetic standpoint, those things, a lot of times they're isolated and they're not real. So the body will just pee it out, or
you want to absorb it the right. You want to absorb it. Yeah.
And people keep thinking that it's what we need to take. It's not what you need to take. You need to improve absorption. It's the absorption, and the way that you do that is by cleansing, so that you can absorb what you. Some people say, I was eating that fruit and that fruit didn't work, or that stuff don't work. It's because a lot of people have absorption problems.
Right.
And you have absorption problems because your digestive system has been taxed to the hilt and it's not clean.
Okay.
So you have to clean it.
Clean the
The
gut.
body
Yeah.
works perfectly. Same way your hair grows, you cut your hair off, your hair grows back. So why would you think your cells and tissues can't repair? Because that's the physical manifestation of your cells and tissues being able to repair your hair growing back. You cut your skin, there's a scab on your skin. You cut your nails grow back. That's evidence that the body can repair itself.
No doubt, man. Yeah, for sure, man. So I appreciate that. So for all you athletes and everybody out there listening, if you like supplements, if you want a little, extra to what you're eating and everything, make sure you get yourself some. Check it out. We got all the info down there. And instead of getting some unnatural stuff that the people want to hustle you for, check this out. You know what I mean? So get the real stuff. No doubt, man. So this has been dope, man. I appreciate you. Before we roll out, man, we like to do this thing here at Vital Hoops. You know what I mean? I think like one of the things that are problematic in our society, I think like, the information a lot of people are getting, is either from short clips, sometimes YouTube or whatever, and they're not really getting deep into things. They're not getting the knowledge. They're not doing the knowledge, as we say. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's important for us to get back to reading books. At some points, we got to, pick up a book, and get some knowledge. So we like to recommend a book. It could be something that has to do with something that we spoke on, or it could just be a good book in general that can help us. So if you have a good book that you'd like to recommend, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think maybe 2 books.
For sure.
One book that changed my life is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. Now, I want you to understand that when we're talking about riches, don't think of monetary, because riches are truly and realistically the things that money can't buy. Right. That's where when you're a rich person is when you have something that money can't buy. So The Science of Getting Rich details these things and puts you, what we were talking about before, on a certain frequency to receive a lot of those things. And the primary way that you do this, number one, is by giving. You're not looking to beat somebody. So I'm in business. People think you have to be shrewd to be in business. I'm only going to give, if I'm giving you something, whatever I'm giving you, my goal is to try to make sure you're going to get more out of that than whatever I take from you in return.
Wow. And
that's how you put yourself on a good wave of energy. So the way that, like I said before, the way that a man goes about doing things is a direct reflection of the way that he thinks about it. That book really changed my life. It let me know that there's certain energies, there's certain power that we have to take control of our lives. So as long as you think that somebody else, the government, the president, all that, your life is not going to really change based upon a president unless you're looking for a handout. You're looking for a handout, then it can be problematic. And that's no disrespect to anybody.
Right.
Make a point that the president shouldn't matter. If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably at least 40 or 45 and below, and you got the power within your hands, your might, to make moves to change your life. So we're not looking to be victims. We're looking to be victors.
No doubt.
That's the difference. You understand? And so that's a mentality. So I don't cut short because I can't try to kowtow and play games for for them to hear things a certain way. Hey man, it's go time. It's the 4th quarter. And that means that you've got to be true. You got to be on point. You're supposed to be where that bounce pass, where coach told me to throw that bounce pass. I'm counting on you to be there.
No doubt.
And the way that you do that is by having your mind right, being disciplined, and understanding what's what. Being realistic about everything. Another book for the mind, I'm big on mind, is Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Malz, Malz.
Okay.
That he was a plastic surgeon, and he was performing surgeries on different people, nose jobs. But what he understood was that you don't see yourself how other people see you. There will be women that would have nose jobs or lips or whatever, but even though outside visually they were different, they would still see themselves the same way. And so what he discovered is that people see themselves with their mind. They don't see themselves with with their eyes. They still see the same thing, even though it's physically different.
Yeah.
And so he explains how you are in control of your personal self-image. You're the one that's got, because how you feel and think is what's going to bounce off to. You ever met somebody, you were like, man, like, man, I like that person, man. They really cool. You know, they may not be the most prettiest person on earth or the handsome, but you're like, man, they got some magnetic energy about them, man. And women like these particular guys, and guys like this particular girl, even though by society standards, they may not be the so-called most beautiful on earth. You know what I mean?
For sure,
so
man. I know what you're saying.
Those two books, I believe, are great, are great starters.
No doubt, man. I'm gonna recommend one as well, man. I got this one right here. Kemetic Diet, man. I don't know if you ever heard of this book.
I haven't. Who wrote that?
This is Dr. Muata Ashby, right? So it's Kemetic Diet, Ancient African Wisdom for Health of Mind, Body, and Spirit. You know what I mean? So it goes a little bit in what we were talking about, like, you know, just holistic wellness. You know, we got to take it from mind, body, and spirit. And it speaks a little bit about, you know, the Kemetic diet and how, you know, a lot of our ancestors from, you know, ancient Kemet were actually predominantly on a plant-based diet. You know what I mean? And a lot of our ancestors until colonization were mostly on a plant-based diet.
Nice.
But it's a very interesting read. It speaks a little bit about, you know, even like Kemetic yoga, all these things. Just, you know, Kemetic Diet by Dr. Muata Ashby. So
nice,
book, man. No doubt. So check that out. All right, man. This is it, yo. Before you go, my brother, please let the listeners know, you know, website, IG, whatever you got, your socials, all that, how they can get in touch with you. And anything that you're working on, you know, currently that you want to share or whatever, man, is your floor.
Yeah, they can find me at Wellness Mogul with the letter D at the end on Instagram. And you can also find me on YouTube, Wellness Space Mogul. You can find our herbs, our supplements at poweredbynatureherbs.com. You can find us there. And yeah, pretty much, man, I'm just working on a book for psychology right now because, again, I just feel like that's the most important thing for us. Kind of how the Robert Greene guy, you know, the 50 to 40 laws of power, all those things. You see how big and impactful those books are because psychology is so important to our success. I just want to leave the audience and let them know that you see me talking, but this is the physical part. The part that who I really am is the part you can't see. And so we have to continue to work on that part. The physical is one part. So it's software and it's hardware. The spirit is the software. The body is the hardware. If one of those go out, you're going to have a problem. You got to take care of both. Take care of your spirit, take care of your body.
Word. That's it, man. Damien, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man.
No doubt, man.
Keep doing the good work, man. Keep doing the good work, man. We stay in touch.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man.
All right, my brother. Peace.
All right. Peace.
All right. Another great episode. We appreciate you, the listeners, the watchers. Please share, spread the word. You know what I mean? Vital Hoops is doing it for the culture. We still got a lot coming up. Once again, thank you to the brother, Damien McSwine, aka the Wellness Mogul, for sharing the knowledge. Make sure you do follow him, you know what I mean, and check him out because he shares knowledge on the daily. So make sure you do check him out. All his info is gonna be down in the description, as I said before. But anything, you know, concerns, things you want to share, you know what I mean, with us, can hit us up at vitalhoopspodcast@gmail.com, and make sure you follow us on social media. Like I said, thank you. We're gonna keep doing it. Vital Hoops is for the culture. Peace.